we're gonna see some real raw Call of Duty today. And hopefully we get to see what's what with this new patch.
Absolutely, and both teams adjusting at the same time today, as you said. And as we get started, we'll jump in here with, like I said, my standout player for this match is going to be Leafs. Getting into this power position here, starts to pick off the heady and Moss. Doesn't get the kill, although he does have the information for his players, as there are a couple players moving up this top green. And so far, there is some early map positioning set up, by the way, of the Chicago Hunted here on this first hardpoint. The contest and the scrappy contest spot hill back and forth is certainly one that is difficult to break, but you do see the kind of early setup and positioning here really favoring the side of Chicago Hunted, as they do get the first 15 seconds of the hill.
Yeah, you saw them go double green off the rip there. They really wanted that huge power position out of the map. They got those kills and they got in the hill. And Minnesota Floppr have not been able to bounce back. As I say that though, Coop runs in the hill and gets his kill. And, now they're getting that time back. But that's just a big half of the hill that Chicago Hunted gets that Minnesota Floppr really don't want to give away, especially when they're going to get the rotations on this hill. OG Butterball picks up 2 into the rotation. And we're going to get a lot of points for Chicago Hunted right now.
Yeah, and like you said, interestingly enough, that the break that Minnesota Floppr had on that the last remaining seconds of P1 really weren't the best, didn't work in their favor. They did get the scrap, however, Chicago Hunted with the early setup here as we head into this P2 side of, outside of green, flat green, if you will, and Tylek completely turns on Sorry. Sorry needs to be winning those, as this is our semifinals here for the COD Rec League. So far this early setup is really, gone in the favor of Chicago. They haven't let up any of these pushes, any of these advances by the Minnesota Floppr, as this retake is coming in for Floppr, and kind of like we were saying earlier, the early setup going the way of Chicago on both P1 and P2, and Minnesota is getting the scrap with number 8 and number 1 on your screen. Is a huge gunfight going on as Coop does pick up the player in the back, and so we'd expect at this point that spawns are going to be going in the favor of the Minnesota Floppr for this P3 as they actually start to tie things up here.
Yeah, and you really see Chicago Hunted out on their back foot right there coming out of the last hard point. They had the rotation that they wanted, they just could not keep it. Minnesota Floppr get the time, push out the hill, and get the spawns, and they're getting kills now. So they have a setup for a lot of time coming through. Sorry tries to get one, gets taken down, and all of Chicago Hunted coming off spawn. This is free time for Minnesota Floppr, and it's huge time on this huge money hill.
Absolutely, and they did maybe have a slow start there in that P1. The rotations and the trades really starting to come through for them, and it's maybe something that they're really maybe starting to warm up a bit more as we head into this fourth hill with 15 seconds left to go. We'd expect that the rest of the scrap is going to go the way of the Minnesota Floppr. We're going to see this team break nearly the 100-point mark after only 3 hills.
Yeah, we saw Chicago Hunted out trying to get that hill, and they were so far pushed back on the map from those spawns that they didn't even have a good rotation coming out. They did end up getting the kills, and they're in the hardpoint right now. But they almost did not get any time off of that, and that would have been catastrophic for Chicago Hunted going into the fourth hill with not a lot of time. They're getting it now. They can bring it back right now, but I'm really looking for them to keep this hill.
Look at how slow Floppr just took that. Both teams in a standoff there at the beginning, and then that coordinated push for them really worked in their favor as they managed to retake almost immediately. There's only halfway through this hill, and a majority of the points have already honestly gone in the way of Floppr, and they're maintaining these spawns. They know that there's players here in top green. Coop's going to challenge, and he's going to pick them up. He does. So there's 2 players down now. Spawns forced out on this P3 side. Players coming to test the rest of the scrap as Chicago has been doing and picking up some of the scrap here. And like we said, the scrap's going to go the way of Chicago Hunted, but that early setup now is number 1 on your screen does spawn tanks, and he spawns directly next to that P5 hill.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Tylek right now, 11-3 with 1 minute in the hill. That's the player you want on your team, and he is making all the right plays on the map. They get Chicago Hunted to spawn in the back, but number 6 is still in green here. He can make a play, but as of now, Chicago Hunted are not looking good. It looks like they might be in a trap right now. And 6 is still alive. If they want to get out of the spawn trap, he's the key player right now. But as of now, they're getting just free time, and it's not looking good for Chicago Hunted.
And as you say, that number 6 on your screen get mossed does get mossed, and he unfortunately no longer in the position to to kind of help with that pinch and spawn situation. But, as we say that, they do manage to break. They do manage to get some of this time here as players from the Minnesota Floppr do continue to hit this point. It looks like with 15 seconds to go that the remaining scrap is going to go in their favor as players are spawning out this tank side and likely looking to rotate over to this P1 as Tylek just being a nuisance here in spawn isn't going to show himself. Here's a player behind him, picks up the one. He's most certainly called out by now as there is one to his right. Doesn't you see him? Does, and Butterball taken out as well. And so just like that, the rest of the scrap going the way P5, Tylek on a 5 kill streak. Chad, if you can please tell me if I'm pronouncing the name right or not. This early setup and time is going the way of Floppr. This so far with a 100-point lead is this Floppr roster is really looking on point tonight.
And Tylek is just taking over this lobby. He just knows where everybody is on the map, even catches that guy out vent trying to sneak through. Nobody can get past Tylek right now, and Chicago Hunted really need to bounce back here and get some quick kills if they want to get time right here. Because, Minnesota Floppr are in a good situation to just get these kills, rotate to P2, and just get more time on a huge money hill. But as I say, that Chicago Hunted do get the kills necessary, but Minnesota Floppr are on the rotation. 2 people coming into green for Chicago Hunted. They need to get this kill right here. And they do, takes out Leaf, so they have somewhat of a rotation coming out here, but it's still not looking good. Chicago Hunted on their heels right now, cannot get anything together, and Minnesota Floppr trying to pull away.
Yeah, and the early setup is the way in Minnesota Floppr as well as time is they do break 200 points here on this P3, the second rotation of P2, I apologize. So, what was interesting is his first 3 hills, it really did look like it was going in favor of Chicago as Tylek gets another huge 2-piece in hill. It really was going the way of the Chicago Hunted. They were really holding those early rotations and holes really well. Unfortunately, Minnesota is taking some of that scrap. Now, ever since that first P2 hill in the first rotation, the roles have certainly reversed here as Minnesota getting the early holds and time, and they can win off this hill. You do see the players spawning out P3 for Chicago, so that's great for the time being, but they do need to have players break this hill.
Yeah, and it just looks like Chicago Hunters are really just running into pre-fires right now. Like, it's very hard for them to get through on any of these hills. They're trying to break, and they just cannot. And it looks like Minnesota Floppr are going to close this one out. Can get Moss make it to the hill, and he cannot. And that is an easy map win in the first map of this in this matchup in this playoffs. 250 to 82, and I did not like that looking at the search and destroy.
Yeah, and a lot of times the teams, you wonder if maybe there was an issue. The time being heading into this map too, we do have that momentum coming. By the way, the Minnesota Floppr, this team is 7-0 by the way in their division. This is their first time maybe competing against the opposing division. Chicago Hunted being 4-3. So, on paper we shouldn't really say that means much, but we'll head into this map too. As this slow start, this slow offensive push, the bomb. I don't know that the players in Minnesota Floppr know the bomb is right there in Zig, waiting for the push. This B side really starting to play pretty slow for the side of the Hunted. So far, nobody's dropped.
And from what I'm seeing out of this is a very coordinated setup right now. They know exactly what they want to do on the map. They're waiting for that cross, and they're going to retake as soon as they can. Indian Sauces picks up that easy kill on Dasari jumping up, and they're kind of trapped in here now. Get Moss gets a kill to even it up, so that's kind of bad for Minnesota Floppr right here. They can take full control of this site. He was the one player watching over and making sure they could not get the bomb down. Now they have to send somebody, and this really breaks the setup right there. That was a huge kill.
Yeah, I think that really allowed for some buff there, and they knew that the player that was able to pick up the kills and the trades brings it to a 3-3 bomb down on this B side. We have the players on the team, Minnesota Floppr there, trying to retake here, managed to take on one player. So right now, and that's all 3 as we say that. I was going to speak strats, but Leaves with a huge 2-piece, they're up laundry.
It was written in the lines from the start there. If you looked at the minimap there, we seen each player on Minnesota Floppr pinching one angle, and they got those kills that they needed. They took their time, and they did it very strategically to get everybody pinched into one area on the map, and Leafs picked up these 2 here, and that was it for them.
Absolutely. I think this is certainly the momentum came out early in the round for First Blood, but that 2-piece certainly secured the deal as Most keeping his fingers warm with these YYs, these zooms. We'll stay on board with him for a moment as he is 1-1, the only kill for his team. He is going to be pushing up this laundry side, the only player on his team watching this B side for information. So far doesn't see anybody peek out of bottom arts. There's one player, Tyvek, here on your screen, starting to get positioning. So far, nobody spotted here on this B side by either team is now at this point. I imagine that Moss is going to be hearing this player coming up here, Laundry, as he does hear one jump up and gets taken out, unfortunately, with a team shot there at bottom. Laundry.
This is panning out to be very similar to the round we just saw last round. A very similar setup coming out of both teams, and they take out the guy Laundry and they push onto the bomb. They get this plant down. The only difference I might think is Minnesota Floppr might come out on top this round because they are stacked over here. They don't want what happened to them, or to Chicago Hunted, to happen to them. And they got this number 7 here, chilling in art, waiting for kills. He's going to look for the cross. He's going to run away, I bet. And they're going to pull this out.
Yeah, I mean, numbers is one thing, and search is always key to be in have the lives in your favor. But here with the bomb down and 15 seconds to go, as these players start to push in, trades are coming through. Leafs needs to pick this up, and he does so. Just like that, up 2-0 in the search and destroy is the Minnesota Floppr.
Yeah, like I said, this was very similar to the round we saw last, except the push from Chicago was not as coordinated as the one from Floppr. It was they almost could have pulled that out, but it was just a little slow on the draw. They had to get that flank kill just a little bit quicker to relieve up the pressure for that player pushing to Laundry, and it just couldn't happen. But maybe they can bounce back here on the offense, maybe switch it up a little bit, and play their cards on these offenses.
Absolutely, and if we could hop on with Leafs is 4-0 at the moment on the 4-kill streak here after these first 2 rounds. You can see if he can maybe work towards some of these streaks as he's getting close to getting those. And as we say that, he's not in the best position to pick up those kills. Bomb is going to be heading over to this A site as the Chicago Hunters get a very crucial intro kill here. It looks like Schizo is going to maybe attempt to drop down Bomb as he does crouch and start to plant. So far, players on the side of the Floppr know that these players are here at least just trying to stay alive and play those streaks as best as possible. The lives are in favor of the Chicago Hunted, however, as Bomb is down. You do see a player here in Tiki looking at this mid-stairs, a player up top Mansion looking at this back basketball. You have one in the corner here going to be a nuisance to pick up Coop if he pushes out here. Does he get spotted?
They know he's back here.
They know he's back there. That's 1-2. Schizo with a huge kill in a 1 versus 2 situation now. Floppr, he does pick up the kill. That is an insane kill by Leafs as now he's on a 6-kill streak.
Yeah, another great break coming out of the Minnesota Floppr. They know where the seams of the map are, and they know what they want to hit as soon as the bomb gets planted. Leafs picks up that kill and the defuse, getting just closer to streaks. And if they get streaks, that's an easy offensive win, especially on a map like Raid where the bombs are out in the open, easy to streak. If Leafs can pick up 1 kill in this next offense, play his life, you don't even need to win the round. You just got to get this kill and get those streaks because those are honestly most important in this situation. Especially on this map.
Yeah, I was going to say, on a map like Raid, you can use those on both bomb sites. It's not going to be like your Moscow where that apartment's bomb is covered by a building. No, you can use it on both bomb sites. And, Leafs being the AR player for this team that he is, just anticipated the pre-aim there on that top Mansion. That was a huge kind of heads-up play by him. And as we say that, nobody for the side of Chicago Hunted on this A bomb. Number 3 is watching the cross, but it looks like Minnesota's gonna be able to just sneak right through here and get the bomb down A.
I think they know something's up though. Number 3's checking money. He's gonna see what's going on, and he gets killed off that head glitch. And now Chicago Hunted need to make a play fast because Floppr are gonna get this bomb down. Just letting the map get unbalanced like that off of a defense, you really can't allow to happen. You can't just be like, oh, if they go to A, then I guess we lose. You need to make sure something happens there or try to make a play through because, this is just not look like it's going to work out for them. But as I say that, it's a 2v1.
Ryan, Tylek is on this 3-kill streak. You wonder if he wants to play his life here. They're up. Moss is on the bomb heady. Gets called out here. Number 4 is going to be challenging this building side. He does take him out. And so just like that, some signs of life out of the side of the Chicago Hunted. I know that they just came out of a difficult, hard point. They're trying to get some of that momentum back. They know that they can at least shoot back against this team. They've gotten a lot of kills so far in this map, and so we start to see as they start to put the pieces together here in the search. They really just take it 1 round at a time.
Yeah, and Leafs does not get those streaks right there. He gets caught sprinting by Sari. He gets taken down. That's huge. So this is a big round for the Chicago Hunters in the grand scheme of things. If they can win this offense, string together another defense, we could easily see this game go to 3-3 right here. On the other side of it, though, we can also see Minnesota Floppr just knock out 2 dagger rounds and make it 5-1. So this is a real big turning point in the game right here, and a spot for Chicago Hunted to make a huge round win.
Don't want to go up. You don't want to let the other team go up 3 rounds. This is going to be a huge momentum round as we say that. Butterball sees the second, gets the first on the pre-fire. Number 6 is going to be mid to try to pick up this player. As number 4 on your screen also coming to assist. These players know there's one in mid. And number 3, does he see him? He does. And so Schizo takes out a second. It is now a 2 versus 3 life in favor of the Chicago Hunted as Bomb is going to be going down here on this B site. You do see the 2 players that remain are number 5 and 7 on your screen. That's Coop and Leafs. They're just kind of playing on this kitchen area. They're waiting to see if players decide to watch this back flank. But really, there's a setup right here on the side of the Chicago Hunt, and they're not going to budge from this.
The one problem right now is that Leafs and Coop don't know anything about what's going on this A bomb site. They have no information. They have to check everything, and they have to get all 3 of these kills in order to get this bomb defused. I would have to expect a huge play for Minnesota Floppr to win this round. Leafs gets 1 though off the bomb. It ends up in a 2v2. Butterball peeks out.
Oh, you got to
takes him down 2. There's one in the corner, and
no!
he gets taken out too.
Oh my gosh! I was hoping he was going to challenge as soon as Leaf shot, but you can't be missing those. As Leafs does have the help from Coop there on the team shot, but an unfortunate round for the Chicago Hunt. And you know, like we said, these pre-made teams, this is going to be the teams that have likely played before this season together, joined up, and so those strats, those comms are solid. Leaf, yeah, it just looks like he puts 2 shots into this player. Great team coordination and retake by the side of the Minnesota Floppr.
You would love to see the players in Chicago Hunted maybe play their life a little harder. They kind of gave away some free kills right there in order to let that 3v2 happen, but you know, going into this round, they need to just slow down, try to win a defense. But you know, for Floppr, you know, I'm going for the throat right here. I'm trying to win this round as hard as I can to put this away.
Absolutely, and you know, it does look like Chicago Hunted is playing a little bit differently here on this mid push as they did previously. They're going to maybe hopefully play the trade. Number 5 is going to try to pick players who push through mid. You may have seen that one player cross as he's waiting to play this cross through this bottom art position, and anticipate that at any moment Schizo and Sari are going to be pushing through on this flank and this bottom art as Bomb is getting pushed through spawn. Actually, they know that there are players back in the spawn, and so they said, you know what, screw it, we're just gonna push through your spawn and play for A. So they're wrapping out this way. Number 2 in your screen in a huge position. Oh, Tylek jumps out and egos, expecting a player to be there. It is now a 2 versus 2 situation as Coop drops Schizo. Coop's been sitting there all round long, just being a nuisance, waiting for that push to come through. Number 6 is really getting chased down here by both players. And it looks like Bomb's wrapping back to B. So if players 2 and 4, it's going to be Butterball and Sari, anticipate this. They might get some great timing here on the plant, but it looks like they're not checking just yet. As now the information for that shot off top raid comes through. Number 4 picks up the trade, and a 1 versus 1 situation. Floppr come out on top, and they go up 5-1 in the map.
Yeah, let's see who this is, because they made a huge play. Sausage was stuck in jungle by these 2 players, found a perfect exit at the right time, plants the bomb, and gets the last in the 1v1. That was a huge play coming out of Sauces there, and he really closed that map out right there.
Absolutely huge heads up play by the side of the Minnesota Floppr to just wrap through spawn, re-wrap, and plant. They really had the positioning of the opponent dialed in for the majority of that round, and you know, we are at map point here as Minnesota only needs 1 more to clear it up here.
Yeah, and Chicago Hunted have been in some very strong positions in these rounds and just end up throwing them away. It's not something you like to see coming out of the team, but also it puts into your mind maybe they can string together a couple rounds. I mean, they've lost some 3v2s, lost some 1v1s at some times, and this game could be a lot closer than it looks out to be with this 5-1 right now. But Getmoss trying to pick up the 1 top laundry, and that's what I'm saying. Minnesota Floppr playing their lives super hard. Leafs picks up the kill, and we're looking at a close round here.
A close round for sure, as you know, as you say that the life count at least goes in favor of the Chicago Hunted, and they have, you know, control of this. Oh my gosh, Bomb now down on the laundry side. That's going to be difficult, and it doesn't even matter at this point as both players drop for the side of Chicago Hunted. Minnesota Floppr are up 2-0 in this series, first to 3.
Yeah, we did end up seeing some signs of life out of. Hopefully they pop their Red Bull and they're ready for this map 3 because we're going back into raid. on some good control, and we got Chicago hunted on the defensive side first round. And I hope if they want to win this game, this round, they need to win it. If I'm their coach, I'm screaming at them before this map because they need to win this. They might not have a coach, but whoever's the coach needs to tell them to win.
I hear Stilly's coaching these days, so maybe some of these teams can benefit from Stilly's coaching, and just like that,
driver coaching.
2 drop on the side of Chicago, make that 3 as the offensive stack comes through for the side of the Minnesota Floppr. That's 2 ticks, 3 ticks nearly off the rip. This map has been live for, I nearly cussed. This map has been live for 20 seconds, Jake. Like, no time at all.
Yep, Coop pops a 3-piece there to push through the hill, and Chicago Hunter just need to back up, hold some angles, and don't move because they need to try to get some kills coming off of this because they know all of Minnesota Floppr are pushing straight at him, full steam ahead, trying to like get the kill in the kitchen. He's trying to get pinched back here. There's a lot of players coming for him, and they're trying to push through the backside. They're trying to get this jungle control. Player 1 trying to make a move onto the player top. At least try to get a kill here, and they're backing him up. They're getting some nice kills here, getting some control.
And a huge 3 down to the side of the Chicago hunted as Coop with a huge kill turns around and gets a second on Moss. That is a beautiful read by the flex player in Coop here on this offensive kill as 3 go through. Please stay on this man on a 3 kill streak. Coop absolutely going off. One last player remaining. Get Moss in that basketball, and the timing is going to go in his favor as he does check the opposite corner. Coop currently on a
Tyler picks up a huge 2-piece in kitchen too. This map might be over before it started because Tylek's still getting pieces up in the kitchen and they get the point. And Coop really just took over right there, if I'm going to be honest. He was getting a lot of kills and a lot of time on the point because this first round is over. We'll get to see 3 of these kills right here. This was pushing out of the control point A right as they got it. Pick up a 3-piece just to push all the way through.
Oh, man.
This guy Coop is frying.
He's playing like a sub. He's just absolutely egoing right on the hill. It's, we love to see it. And it's clear to me that they're riding off this momentum that they kind of made for themselves after that first map and that hard point. They're continuing to bring it here. Control being such a defensive sided game series, you show the strats of the Minnesota Floppr challenging those that meta of control here early on. Your early life count is pretty even, least with 2 of his own before he drops.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. It looks like Sari's going to get taken down here. This is the best play he can make right now, though. He needs to take some time and, just put some attention on him. Butterball picks up that kill on Sauces. The team can, get back to this point, and they have to worry about Sari because they know he's there. They're going to try to get some kills, but they're just going to push through mid. They said, sorry, but we're not going to kill you. But he comes back and he goes to cut out. He gets a kill, and they shines a life here. They're getting the B point, and they're getting some time here. And the other 2 can get an A. We might have a double cap situation right here on raid.
But look how scary the spawn trap is going to be coming through the side. Number 2, 3 as well, pushing up. Since 4 is the last alone, they know players have likely spawned on the hill. This has actually forced some pretty good stacking opportunities for the side of Hunted, as Moss does manage to get the last player as 2 ticks come through A. Moss last alive, and there's a stack that does come through, and so A will be secured, and there's actually one tick of secure on the opposite hold on that B site. So life advantage is on the side of Minnesota Floppr, only by 4 kills though. Sorry, with a huge 2-piece taking up this kitchen area. There's some possibility here as long as Sari keeps shooting like that. It doesn't get taken out, unfortunately, but that did allow his teammates to start to work out of this spawn and really start to maybe get together and do a more coordinated pusher.
Yeah, because look at what we're looking at the minimap right here. We got 2 sets of players going 2 different directions, and that's not what I like to see. It's similar to what we saw happen when they captured that A point. They capped the point, they all went 4 different directions. I want to see them all push through one doorway and try to get some kills, because when they do 2 at a time, they get 2-pieced by Sauces. Yeah, Moss gets taken down too, and now they're really in the spawn trap with only 1 minute left. I really am having trouble seeing Hunted getting this point, if I'm gonna be honest.
But honestly, number 2 on your screen is not really helpful in the position that he's in. It's great that you've pushed up and get some spawn, map positioning here, but At this point, well, maybe now that some more players drop, there are forcing spawns out in this garage side, so I'll bite my tongue here, as clearly there's a reason I don't captain a gold team.
Yeah, but there's only 4 players left. You know, this could be 2-0 very soon. Unless they get a bunch of kills, which they just got taken down 1. It looks like Minnesota Floppr are going to, you know, convincingly win this second round of control and are pushing toward this 3-0 faster than we can say it.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, before we really start to talk about a round 5 contested and life advantage, at this point, really the lives are in the favor of Minnesota. I'm not sure by exactly how much, but it's by enough of a margin where really what Chicago needs to do here is win these next 2 rounds by a convincing margin in order to have the opportunity to get that defensive hold round. But, you know, what we saw in the first round was a pretty dominant Minnesota control, the offensive control win. You know, and just like we were saying before, it's going to take some momentum on the side of Chicago to come back and win this. As maybe that's going to start with Sorry as he picks up the second kill for the Chicago side, starts to push through, has information on 1. Does he get the kill here on this open stairs? Number 1 and 7 on your map. Number 1 does take me down. Trades coming through, and so for the time being, it's 2 versus 2. No time so far really ticked, as this B spot is going to be deticked by the Chicago.
Yeah, this B push was really disguised as a distraction because they're getting that A control point now at a blistering pace. They are getting 3 stacked on the hill. They're going to take it, and they're going to push straight through it. This is what I love about this Floppr team. They are getting these kills, and they are making decisions. They're saying, let's go this way because we want to go that way. And we're going to do this because that's what we should do. And they're making those decisions right when they need to, and they're making them fast. So they're going to try to get to this control point as soon as possible.
Yeah, and what I think happened there is that they kind of forced players from the Chicago Hunted over to this B side, and when they got killed, they spawned directly on top of A and were able to stack it. So it's a great play by them. Whether or not that was coordinated is I think besides the point. They managed to get the hill, and that's all they could ask for. Is, you know, the life count is in their advantage by 3 kills. They have nearly 1 tick on this B site. Is that a streak that I learned? Yep, streaks coming through, basketball. 3 players down the side of the Chicago Hunted, and right now, you know, as dominant as the beginning of this map has been, it seemed to be pretty consistently one-sided.
Yeah, it really has. You know, Chicago Hunted just aren't really holding their power positions as much as they would like, I would say. They get the control there, which, you know, really surprises me. In my head, I see them getting these kills, you know, pretty nice. You know, they don't have no gunny at all. They're getting nice kills, but when they're in those spots that they need to just hold, they're just getting taken down immediately, whether it be by nades or, you know, just over challing. So I see a lot of potential in the Chicago Hunted team, but they're just really not, like, turning it into good Call of Duty. They are very good players. It's just not working out for them right now as a team.
Right, and we saw someone try to sneak up on Leafs there on that jump up, Leafs expecting it. Right now, with the life count pretty even, you'd anticipate that a lot of the remaining pushes by the side of the Minnesota Floppr are going to be pretty coordinated, but at this point, there are players pretty spread across the map. 1 just came off spawn. There are 2 players on this mansion side. It's number 2 on your screen, just trying to be a nuisance here in spawn. He does try to get this player on this heading, doesn't get him, so just like that, I mean, there is opportunity here for Chicago Hunted to just fend off 2 more pushes of players. Sorry with a huge 2-piece to do that, gets called out, Butterball with the trade, and so just like that, there is, you know, signs of life and opportunity here for the win.
See, this is exactly what they needed. Like, this is exactly how they should be playing this round if they want to win this series, because they're getting their trades, they're getting kills in the feed. We're seeing it right now. The Chicago Hunted team is playing great at the end of the control round. If they can, you know, transfer this into the next offense, you know, keep the momentum going, this is really pushing back that Floppr team that we've seen play so good. They took the A point in 2 seconds. This B point didn't even get taken. They had a great hold. And they end up winning the round.
He nearly got the 3-piece there, and I thought maybe just, you know, do it all himself, but it didn't happen. Yeah, I mean, convincing momentum and leads still here by metrics of life count when we start to think about a round 5. If it goes to a round 5 here, we are going to see the Minnesota Floppr take that defensive side. So You know, they just lost this past offense. Chances are they'll do better there on the defense. You know, but as we say that, we're heading up here with Coop. Coop, personally, 21-12, nearly a 2-0 KD, doing a great job for the team in maintaining some of these kills as players do start to flood this A position, and they are starting to stack this off the rip. Unfortunately, Sauce takes out one. Sauce gets the trade. Players are continuing to stack this. Number 2 on your screen doesn't flank. Nobody noticed him.
It's all right though, because they get the kills, but they're getting pinched in here. It looks like they might get taken off this point, but they're already on the B point. See, this is an OG Butterball keeping these players over here for a long time. That was honestly a great play out of him, and now they're triple stacked on this B point. You know, if they can get some kills, you know, they get a lot of time on this. They're about to cap this point. I really love to see this out of Chicago Hunted, and I hope they really push it through. I would love to see this go to a round 5.
Absolutely, and you know, as you said, that the progress coming through on this B point, it's likely that Chicago is going to actually cap this B1, as we do see players start to actually stack onto this A side for the side of the Chicago Minnesota Floppr. Number 2, number 6 on your screen. Do they see each other? Number 2 does get mossed. Tyler gets mossed, and at this point, you'd anticipate the spawn trap maybe to be coming through the side of Minnesota Floppr. Coop on your screen, doing the best to stay alive and get some information. Sees another one at Schizo and does get him as well, and just like that, the damage has been done. Spawn traps coming through. And
well,
really,
you say spawn trap, but as it looked, that 2-player hit on the back of that laundry side did end up staggering that spawn trap that could have happened. So it did end up not so bad as the Chicago Hunted, because they have map control now. Schizo gave up some of it, but, you know, these players need to, you know, make a push. They're doing separate things, like we were saying before. They're doing 2 separate things at 2 separate times, and they need to do one thing all at the same time if they want to win this. Because look at player 6 making this huge flank. They're gonna sniff it out probably, but if there was 2 more people back there, maybe he could get something out of this.
absolutely, and this is just such a difficult. Oh my gosh, Moss actually beat me. This is such a difficult hill to break this late in the game, right? With the amount of, you know, dominant AR players that this Minnesota Floppr squad has. Coop really just sitting out here in the open with his and is playing confidently, as there's another player, Sari, on the hill. Remember, Sari is a sub player in that close range battle going in the favor of Coop, as we do hear more streaks coming in. None of the players are taken out. Tyler, still going off bottom right. There's 2. Can he get a third? There are players coming up through Zig. Tyler, turn around. Gets taken out, unfortunately. 17-6 is the life spread in favor of the Minnesota Floppr. And, you know, with just one more respawn each player, it's difficult to say that this will end in any other way other than Minnesota Floppr taking a 3-0.
But we got some kills going here. Player 2 is the last one pushing in. If he gets killed here, that might get a lot of time on this. Oh, there's 2 on the point. There's nobody on the point anymore.
There's another streak coming through there. Unfortunately, yeah, the buff, yeah, last alive is going to be Butterball. A tricky situation. One more tick to go. He's done again, assassinated. Oh, it's so unfortunate.
That was tough to watch, but they almost had it at the end there. I was praying for them to win that last point, because if they could have, it would have been an amazing scene. But, you know, instead we get the assassination, which is just was fun. If I'm going to be honest, we love assassinations.
Yeah,
but
it's so unfortunate, right? Because we, like you were saying,